Action! Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Before hours is before.
Hello,
Actually, it's kind of late in the day.
Welcome to xendergarten before hours or after hours, depending on where you are in the world. I am Abnormality, your host of this very unofficial xendergarten episode. Today we have Ground Fault, Aramax, Fitzgerald Lee, who's muted, John
Nothing matters
Diasem,
anymore.
JRG, Schisma Mail. Which is Tristan Bay. We have Spoogaloo, which is user -1. We have Tree Threesome, which is Stephen Weigel, and we have Quomage. So everybody, what did you have for lunch today?
I didn't have lunch.
I had shells of cheese. It was pretty good.
Probably food, I think.
Okay, wonderful.
Beef rice bowl.
I had.
To be honest, I had some sausages for lunch and some popcorn. I did make tacos for dinner though.
Popcorn? What happened to mom corn?
I need to.
Wait, everyone be quiet. We have to hear what Steven had.
Okay.
I had 2 identical sandwiches, 3 slices of turkey apiece, and 2 slices of Swiss cheese apiece, with low-carb bread and a generous helping of mustard on each one, and 2 sliced-up apples, and then I had eaten a bunch of pickled beets, so the beet juice was left over, so I used the beet juice as a drink.
I did that all the time as a kid. My cousins and I would, pour shot glasses of pickled beet juice and just, throw them back like nothing else.
Yeah,
That's
I heard
really specific.
Oh, yeah.
I pour shot glasses of alcohol and soy sauce, and those are kind of the 2 things in my life.
Together.
No.
I don't fill it up all the way, but you know, it's... But if I need to dip something in soy sauce, because soy sauce tastes really good, then I might do that. Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
You should dip alcohol in soy
Me and the
sauce.
boys.
Okay, to be fair,
Me
it
and
also
the
depends
boys.
on the type of concentration that the soy sauce has in sodium, because there's
true.
soy sauce varies a lot.
Yeah, is it is it 87 with 10% ethanol? Is it 88 with 15% ethanol? You don't know until you try.
If you
get some healthy
soy sauce, then there's a lot of sodium in it.
Yes. I drink mirin, which is usually salted, but this is honmirin. It's like the Edo period high society drink. It's weird and impossible to get in North America, basically.
The only way to become high society is to become high and to live in a society. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. I don't care if it's my bedtime. I don't care. It's xendergarten before hours. I'm taking every opportunity to be unhinged.
High ground.
Guys, should I make an article about xendergarten before hours as well?
Yeah, why is it before? Which hours are we before?
I don't know. This came up.
The
Okay,
rest
so the
of
first
time,
thing was just
man.
very
Before the
spontaneous. I was like, hey, what if we it was just me, RMX, and Tristan May in a call, and I was like, hey, what if we just record an unofficial episode, and then we just did. So yeah, these rules for xendergarten before hours are: I don't have to be the one hosting or recording it. Anyone can do it anytime. You just need at least 3 people in the VC, because if it was just 2 people, it's more just of a dialogue and not.
Okay, I'm writing that down. You need
thing.
3 people in a VC.
Yeah, anyone in xendergarten can host it. People who aren't in the normal participating cast can chime in. Yeah, it's just whenever there's a nice VC and people want to do it. Just to kind of tide us over to get a lower stakes, unstructured, little
It does feel
unofficial
good.
xendergarten. Yeah.
Do you like a xendergarten break time?
Can we make an official specification document for this?
I mean, I feel the whole vibe of this is that it's super
Why?
unofficial.
No,
It's
this
super
is a cult, okay? We are in a cult, and all information is passed down orally for thousands of years.
Honestly, this is just what I thought xendergarten still was, because I haven't been in here for 100 years, so I thought we're really returning to our roots here as just completely chaotic madness with no direction.
Bro, did you say
Yeah.
appropriate?
I'm inappropriate for
But,
many settings, including driving. I'm not very good at it, because it's very scary.
Oh my god, I hate driving too.
I
What?
can't
Okay.
drive. It's illegal.
Can I say that like when was this like clash between like when were these blood wars like between like the different
Funny
like
the context.
the temperament versus the
Also, can we
the
please get a little bit of context
AI people?
refresh for the viewers at home?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, yeah, there was a lot of controversy in the Zen harmonic community, like before the 2000s. I mean, Boston Microtonal was really bopping in the 90s. Maybe you could chime in a bit more, Steven. I know a lot about like the Boston Microtonal people and also some of the JI people. I don't know a lot of the other Edo people. I mean, I guess they were doing things, but I'm not really. I mean, obviously we have like friggin' the things. You know what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
What I can do is definitely summarize the lines that people drew, and I think this is becoming older thinking. The idea between the two schools of thought was, I think, at its core, yet another divide between wanting to be in the extreme of tonality or wanting to be in the extreme of atonality, and not wanting to compromise with anything neo in the middle. And then by extension, those attitudes extended into tunings, and the tuning system you would use might even become emblematic of which camp you were in, even though tunings and usages in theory are completely separated. I've heard stories of people playing tonal music in a system that wasn't scoffed, and then other things, inverted from that. And I'm glad to see that a lot of people are moving past the idea of having these camps where they think that either going in one extreme or going in another extreme is the best way to go, but sort of figuring out what kind of interesting compromises in middle ground can happen. And I personally make it my duty to talk to people who are like as opposite as possible so I can get all their viewpoints.
So today is basically like the opposite of today's American politics as compared to what it was before in microtonality.
Let's not even talk
Please
about
don't
it
talk
because
about
the last time
politics.
the last time I was thinking about it, I put my freaking circular saw in the bathtub, but I couldn't plug it in because the cable wasn't long enough. So we're gonna not.
You wanted to cut your bath?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to cut my bathtub.
Yeah, that's definitely what was happening.
Let's shift topics here to something I wanted to mention, which is that the whole like JI wars thing reminded me of like a recent time where I think I was reading on Zen Harmonic Alliance and someone was talking about like 81/64 versus like 19/15, and then somebody else says, yeah, we're in a post-Zia society. We already know that stacking primes is fake news. And I thought that was funny.
Stacking primes being fake news.
It only makes sense to cut a hole in my bathtub because, like, it's just been collecting water, right? When I turn on the faucet in there, it just gets stuck in there, and that's not good. Because I think standing water is like the scariest thing in the world, according to TikTok. So I'm definitely
water.
If you ever see water stand still for like maybe more than 5 minutes, you're fucked. You're screwed. There's no way out.
This is why if you ever see water that's just like still, you should like put your arms in it and swish it around just to make it safe for other people.
Exactly.
Oh, that is good. That's how you make it safe.
If you go into a cave and you see a bunch of water that's like still, you want to go up there and you want to just get right in there, just mush it around. You want to get that thing flowing.
That's how water filters work.
You want to waterboard someone with it.
What?
I mean, you could do that, but I mean, it's not as efficient. You want to get your hands in there, get your face like really close to the water.
Little known fact, but like this is all right. We're moving on to waterboarding.
Yeah. So when I went to college, there's this guy who goes around the college campus called Happy Friday Guy, and he would like throw candy at people. It was a tradition that was started and then kept going, and then eventually, like, I decided I wanted to be Sad Monday person, and instead of handing out candy on a Friday during like 4:00 p.m., I would hand out juicy fruit at 8 a.m. because juicy fruit loses its flavor almost immediately. And so then I got an opposite reputation. And Happy Friday Guy, when he was leaving, asked me to replace him. And so then I became Happy Friday Guy for a brief stint. And the way I accidentally waterboarded myself was because the ice bucket challenge was happening, like right as I was about to sort of be done and be done with studying. So I did the waterboard challenge in front of a bunch of people, and I didn't know that having a bunch of water in my suit would just like kind of drown me in the suit, and the water wouldn't get out of it fast enough. And so they did the ice bucket challenge on me, and I was just coughing, and they were like, "Yay, you did it!" And it was quite a time. So the moral of the story is, don't do the ice bucket challenge if you are in a blue bodysuit, because the water will get trapped inside for longer than you expect.
But if you're in a red bodysuit, then it's fine.
Exactly.
If you're in a purple
Important
bodysuit,
lessons
no
to
one
learn.
will see you.
I also have another document-based fact for you guys regarding people in different camps not liking each other. By the way, fun fact on the recent Now in Zen, we did have Dave Fuszinski mention a hilarious aside where two microtonalists almost got in a fight over notation. Notation! And then he like said it louder like that.
I have a story about notation as well. I'll tell it after you're done.
Yes, sure. So one document that really lays this all out in detail, not all of it, but it lays out a particular side of it, is Brian McLaren's lecture that had to be banned and suppressed from a microtonal conference. It's probably the most polemic piece of writing I have ever seen, and it is so mean to Paul Ehrlich that it makes me feel upset for him. But it's really quite the document. I have it in its entirety because someone gave it to me. I was lucky enough to inherit it, so I have scanned it and put it online. He also points out how awful and racist Shanker was 30 years before everybody figured it out on the internet. So he called that really early. And he's also famously holding on to Ivor Derek's extra materials and not releasing them to the public, which, I guess he has a right to do, but it also kind of sucks a little bit,
Mm-hmm. So
Like,
where's
he
this
wants people to
document?
pay him to release the stuff.
Wait, why?
I don't know. There's
Maybe
a whole...
Ivor Derek, maybe he discovered the unknown parts of aberrasmic theory, and we just don't know it yet.
I would like access to those materials a little bit, because music theory is hard.
You discovered the structure of 16S.
He discovered p-adic EDOs.
I just figured out 4S.
Okay.
Now I'm just figuring out, really the generator range mosaic and what shapes all the gosh dang triangles are, because I finally got tired of not knowing and just decided to do the math myself.
This is like the Zen equivalent of the burning of Alexandria. Kind of.
I don't know, yeah.
By the way,
Weird, yeah. I think there was a post where he explained that too many people are giving things for free away these days, and he's like a holdout, and he's just not going to do it. And, I get it, but I don't know. I just wish he would share more of that stuff. It's funny, because he's very famously not on the internet anymore, but I think if someone were to find a way to contact him, that would be really shocking, because he's burned so many bridges. And he says some things that are questionable, but he's also really insanely brilliant. I would say that, if a lot of, if a researcher has read, 5 papers about the subject they're interested for fun, Brian has read everything in the entire world. I think the sources for his lecture were, I think he had, 300 sources.
All right, so you have this document. How would we locate it?
I could just upload it as a PDF. It's really long, but I can direct people to some highlights if this is what we want to do.
I definitely want to read this in my off time.
Is this
Yeah.
the anti-Paul Ehrlich manifesto that was it Brian that wrote it? I'm not even completely following.
Yes, I
Yes,
believe it is.
it's correct. I think he goes on for maybe like a full 10 pages on data manipulation.
Damn. Yes, I think we should. I mean, this is our history right here. You know, this is like the Altaic controversy for Zen harmonics.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any kind of event that we can mark or think about where we can look at that and say, people are past fighting because of whether they like tonality more or atonality more. I mean, there's lots of people that I think aren't really past that. Where, like, I don't know. I guess for a while, I kind of identified with the atonal movement because I thought, like, well, if people are just going to do what they normally do and not think very hard, then they would result in writing things that are tonal. But that doesn't make tonality bad. Like, you just, I don't know, there just needs to be more nuance everywhere.
Yeah, I think we definitely live in a post-tonal society. Tonality is fake, but atonality is also fake.
We live in a society, period.
True.
So
Ew.
In a high society where we are lost.
Disgusting.
Well, anyway, I wanted to mention how like there is someone I know who like I think kind of reminisces about like the old days of microtonality back in like the Wilson days where like you had you didn't have like the quote unquote brain rot you do today with like
This entire podcast.
Yeah, this is
the entire podcast.
Yeah.
Googly.
I guess you could consider. I guess you could consider this entire podcast brain rot, but I mean, like, I'm trying to remember the definition this person used to describe what he calls brain rot, because, like, I think it's just like. I think maybe part of the problem is like not making not making enough music or just like focusing on like the actual like math or like theory behind the music and not actually making music. I don't know, maybe that's one of the things. I can't quite remember. I have trouble remembering what like a lot of these things were, but
I think you're 100.
But yeah,
I think you're 100% right, and I also think that maybe among the older generations, there's kind of a fear that a lot of the math behind regular temperament theory will be not lost, but not understood or appreciated because a lot of it is just so technical and like. I'm a little bit worried about that. I mean, obviously, no one has to use regular temperament, but like, if it's niche enough and enough people decide that it's not useful for them, then it kind of like it fades away a little bit, and then there's impenetrable treatises.
I think, like, yeah, we would definitely lose a lot, but I think in practice, RTT, knowing what we know now is pretty simple. You just have your primes, stack things, and then you come up with an algorithm to figure out how good it stacks the things.
Exactly.
I think that
the best explanation of RTT ever.
I think that making everything too complicated is just going to like scare outsiders away from like the microtonal movement because they're just gonna see how mathy and involved and things like that are, and they're not gonna. I mean, sure, it's nice to have the math, but I don't think we should have it so front and center as a lot of people
definitely
have it now.
Yeah, I would definitely echo that because I've like invited some people to the Zen Harmonic Alliance server and I said, hey, you should be more active there, and they just like said like I just don't talk there because I don't know what the hell is going on like half of the time. And honestly, I get that. Like, I feel like there's this weird disconnect between like the active members talking wise and the active members music wise, to where a lot of times those two groups don't exactly align, and to where there are more people like
And
talking
I'm
about like
guilty
the
of this
theory.
too. I'm aware of this problem, and yet still nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Really?
I'm sure a good portion of the time.
Wow, that's wild. No, I
When
mean,
when I
there's a
mention a
reason
term
why
like
I'm
an
not really
aberysma,
active.
nobody's gonna want to see that.
No, I want to see
Well-
aberysmas everywhere. Put them all over the music.
Bro, I want to see aberysma.
Yeah.
It's just a hard problem to solve because a lot of the people who are predisposed to be the most into Zen are also the biggest fucking nerds, and they love being in math. Oh, I did a swear, cripes.
It's fine. Swearing
Yeah,
is
sorry,
allowed.
be
Swearing is
sure
allowed
to,
on Xendergarten before
censor that.
hours. Just only one. If there are 2 swears per episode, everyone kind of explodes. So just like everyone, be careful now.
It's too
Okay,
late.
okay.
I already did one earlier. So
Oh,
we're gonna
well, I didn't
explode.
notice it, so it
You
doesn't
did?
count.
I didn't
I
know.
did.
You did.
It doesn't
I
count
didn't notice one.
because nobody, if nobody notices it, then it didn't happen.
Oh, good point. Sorry, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Ooh, notation. I almost forgot. Quick notation controversy. So this was at Columbia, and this was Christopher Otto was telling me about this. So Georg Friedrich Haas teaches at Columbia. Big, just intonation, but also like equal temperament and just intonation. Those are his things, and he integrates them in a lot of really complex ways all the time. And so his preferred way of notating things is based around equal temperaments, but like usually he just uses up and down arrows and between stuff, and he switches between temperaments so often he often just indicates it in the score. And the Jack Quartet, which Christopher Otto is a part of and major creative force behind it as well, they were both giving lectures at Columbia and teaching the students different things about what notation they wanted to use, because the Jack Quartet really likes Hedgie, and Ben Johnston thought Hedgie was weird and bad and wasn't good for anything. And so there was this controversy where sorry, did I say Ben Johnston? Sorry, I did not mean that. I meant Georg Friedrich Haas. Very different people. Anyway, he was giving a lecture presenting about why you shouldn't use Helmholtz just intonation and it should instead use this system. But everything got figured out. They actually talked to each other and sorted things, and they're on good terms.
Yay!
But it was great, yay! But no, it was a thing.
Let's just. Why can't we just all like agree to use FJS or some like dialect of it?
Do I know?
Think
What do you do? I don't know if I know what FJS is.
functional just system. It's basically it's a lot like Hedgie, but instead of having different symbols, you just have like the numbers themselves, and it's kind of like all it's all generated using a quote unquote master algorithm, so you don't actually need to like put in all of the work to like like manually define all of these new symbols for new primes and stuff.
Oh
like that.
yeah,
you can just have the numbers.
I've seen this. Honestly, reading this is a bit hellish. Like, just to me, like as a musician, and also if I were to give this to musicians, that would be the main criticism as well. It is not super, like it's not that readable. I mean, it's not bad. I think it's actually pretty useful.
Hedgie's already in a lot of music. Kind of like multiplying 12 by an integer and reading that. It's really interesting that two of the best practitioners in the field could disagree so strongly, and I think that should make everyone feel better about anxiety regarding whether they've used the right notation system or the right choice, because it's really, really individual, and I think we haven't even begun to expose some of the preferences of like mainstream musicians who don't have to deal with microtonality. But when people deal with it more, I think we'll have more of a constellation of like, what people want out of it and how they can use it to perform effectively.
Yes,
Speaking of
that's a very
working
good
in
point. I think
speaking,
FJS. I was being far too harsh to SJS. It scares me personally, which is why I don't like it because it scares me. But I don't think that's a reason to discount it. It's just the reason I don't use it.
speaking of like different notation systems, I do want to add in that like working at, like writing music in like different notation systems, like how are you supposed to do that with like a program like MuseScore? Because like I know you can do it in like I feel like Dorico. There's maybe options to do that, like, but there's something like because I'm really interested in well, if I were to choose like a program to write like scores of music in, I'd be choosing MuseScore because it's free and it's open source. But I've noticed that like to act like the microtonal plugin people use to actually like play back music microtonally, like I think that's only still MuseScore 3. So I'm just wondering what the hell is going on with these developers? Why haven't they ported it to 4 yet?
There are lots of mods that I used to use back in the day that I imagine must still be active in some way. I mean, they were kind of okay at the time. I don't know if they were great, but I imagine there must be stuff. As to the developers of MuseScore 4, I have no idea. I can't speak to that, but I'm actually shocked if there aren't any like updated mods at least for microtonal playback.
For MuseScore 4 specifically, because I don't want to have to use an older version.
Oh, yeah. I know nothing about MuseScore 4. I'm sorry.
What do you use? Do you also use 3?
No, well, I started on 2, which was a very bad program. And I've used a bit of 3, but it never worked well on my computer.
So I don't know. Maybe try 4. And it's not even the MuseScore developers that's the issue. It's the developers of these of the plugin that people tend to use.
I see. Yeah,
So maybe
I don't
I should.
know.
And what do you
Be the
even write
change you
these
want to see
plugins
in the
in?
world, I guess. I don't know.
What do you even write these plugins in? Steven, do you use MuseScore to write your stuff? Or do you use like Dorico or something?
I use Dorico for everything I want now with microtonal notation playback, and I'm also hoping to get as comfortable with it with Finale in some things so that eventually I can just use it.
Any other MuseScore people here?
I used to use MuseScore. Whenever I eventually write my 311 Ito polychromatic piece, I will be notating it using MuseScore 4, which I'm hoping allows me to color all of the note heads in the different polychromatic colors that I'm going to use.
So you're going to be using 4 for that. That's I don't know. I hope it works out, because if it does, that'll be a really good precedent for someone like me to use it. Because if you use version 4 to make something to score something that's 311 EDO, that's going to be like that kind of shows what that program can already what that version of the program can already do.
Well, to be specific, I'm not gonna be composing the score in MuseScore, if that makes sense. Like, it's not gonna be using MuseScore's instruments retuned to 311 Ito. I'm gonna do the composition side of it using Reaper, and then MuseScore is purely for notating the score.
No, that's what
If
I
that
do.
makes sense.
What I'd do is I'd like play it out. Honestly, I could even get someone to play it live for me if my own skills aren't good enough for a song that I'm working on, or I can just do it all on the computer if it's like an electronic piece or something, or I can play it on like a keyboard or something with a virtual instrument. Like I can play everything out manually and just not like quantize it a lot, or quantize a few notes if they're really bad. I don't know.
I use MuseScore, but only when I'm writing music where I actually need notation in order to get people to play it. Otherwise, I don't.
Yeah. So
There's something
that's cool.
there's something really nice about having music notation that plays back correctly in the software. Like, I wouldn't want to trade it for any of the other softwares out there now that I'm using Dorico. And another giant project that I have to do is go shoddy manner because I had Finale and renotate it all in Dorico for two reasons. Because I've become more familiar with, hopefully, the right standards, and also because Dorico will play it back, so it's much easier to check, and I feel like there won't be as many mistakes, and it'll also look better on the score, too.
Is there a plugin for MuseScore, or hopefully MuseScore 4, but just in general, where I can basically just take like a standard MIDI file that takes like, you know, maybe multiple channels of MIDI if there's like a lot of notes per octave or whatever, and just puts that directly, I can just import that directly into the MuseScore, like choose an EDO or like a tuning, set the bass, basically choose like a scala file or like a tuning notation, and then like set the bass, the bass note and the bass frequency and things like that, and the reference note, and then just like press like import, and it imports that entire thing as like a MuseScore track or like an instrument track in MuseScore. Is there anything like that?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, because I don't like having to like automatically. One thing I don't really want to have to do is just like tediously like look at like listen to like a thing I've made and like manually draw out every single note to notate it. It would just be so easy if I could, you know, to take like an already existing like MIDI like that I've already made in like a DAW, or like I've played out and then I've quantized or something like that, and then throw that into MuseScore as a MIDI file, and then maybe just like add some like if it's like a staccato note or something like that. That would be just like the most. I just think that would make the process of scoring music so much quicker and like and more convenient.
I think that's like an extremely hard problem to solve. I think one of the big limiting factors is actually MIDI itself and the way that you tend to represent microtonality, but also creating something that will give you a reasonable, like, I've generally, when you even import normal MIDI into notation software, it's pretty horrible. Trying to do that, I honestly don't even know how you would start with something like that. It is definitely non-trivial. Maybe this is like even an AI application, like actual benevolent AI application is just doing that.
Whoa.
But
hey, you guys want to hear like a terrible realization I just came to?
Yeah.
The notation the main notation system I use, besides the piano roll, is another notation system that I invented.
You're such a Zen harmonicist.
I know. Granted, it's a little bit different because it's a shorthand. And so if I come up with a musical idea and I'm not going to flesh it out fully, but I want to remember it for later, I will jot it down in my... originally it was just 12-ito, but I have since adapted it to Zen.
So you accidentally invented a musical notation?
Is it the thing with like aberrhythmic interval names?
Kind of. Yeah, shoot. I can't really show you the way that it works, but it's basically just like a pretty much visual representation of pitch, except like in order to show the difference between a whole tone, semitone, and aberrhythma, there are little like a whole tone are two lines that are separated. Semitone is two lines that are connected with a vertical line, and an aberrhythma is two, oh shoot, what is it? It's two lines, except like one has like a slash, kind of, to show that like this is an aberysma, and then you can alter whole tones and semitones by aberysmas by using those slashes in or out, depending on whether you want to include it or not include it.
So you accidentally invented a new notation system.
It wasn't accidental. It just wasn't the typical Zen process. I didn't go out looking for a solution. I was just like, well, I am in a situation where I want to write something down, but I don't have my phone to write it down, and I want to do it quick. What do I do? Well, I guess I'll just invent something.
And it wasn't accidental because it doesn't have accidentals.
Dang it, Abnormality, you beat me to it.
No, I'm
I
so
was gonna
sorry.
say the exact same
Oh
thing.
no, I'm so sorry. You know what they say, great minds think alike.
Like minds think of great.
True. I love thinking
Great
that.
minds
The way
also
that you just said
also-
true there, you sounded like you were kind of leaning away from the microphone.
I was.
Oh my gosh, I'm like really smart. I have perfect pitch now.
Yeah.
Accidentals. New episode
Wait,
title.
I have
You did
perfect
it.
pitch as well.
Yeah,
I
can you
developed it by
how
model.
I
How
would prefer
far-
Stephen Weigel gets waterboarded as an episode title.
That's a really good
That'd be
title.
clickbait.
No, clickbait.
Was
That'd be
that
clickbait
in
and a
the
half.
actual official recording, or was that pre-recording?
Oh wait, hey
No, I
guys.
think that was in the recording.
No, that
Guys,
was in the recording.
Yeah.
How would you feel if I told you that I forgot to hit record?
I would
Uh,
feel really
I'm
disappointed.
gonna, you're gonna be very thankful that I'm currently in Engie management.
Well, good, because I just wanted to check. I did remember to hit record. I just wanted to prank you guys.
You would. I knew you would.
Yeah, because if
You're a menace. Abnormality.
everybody would have
Abnormality.
recorded,
Actually,
they would
the
have
world
sworn
is
at you.
full of menaces. The
Menacide.
world is
Menisodes.
Menisodes. The world
So
is
we-
full of Menisodes, and you're one of the less bad ones.
So we do a little trolling.
We do a little bit. We do a little bit, and then if things get really bad, we might do a lot bit.
Ooh, I got
We
one.
have fun
I'm gonna
here.
be honest,
It would
Abnormality.
be bites.
I actually believed you for a second that you forgot to hit
I also
record.
entirely believe
That's just
you.
how abnormality is. You gotta get used to it.
I mean, Max would know, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I would. Abnormality and I go way back.
How
we
anyway?
don't. We really don't.
Can we like?
Should I make a Zen article about the xendergarten before hours as well? That would be interesting.
Actually,
Yeah.
But only in
How long is
Romanian.
interpersonal relationship in this Discord call.
It's probably not me, even though it's been a bit. I assume it's Stephen, right?
Even with who? But you know, like you need two people for an interpersonal relationship.
Oh, you know what? Why the? I don't want to say another swear because I will ruin the episode.
Yeah,
but why
it
did I
would-
think you were
You
talking
can't say
about
that.
like you were Why did I default to like someone who is in a whatever is the standard meaning of relationship, as in anything from one kind of partner to another kind of partner. Can you tell the high is starting to kick in a little bit for me?
Wait, the
Hi,
high.
are you grounds?
What did you smoke?
Oh wait.
The high society.
Hi, are
Yeah,
you
the
ground?
high society. No, I actually did. That's the reason I did it, for the bit.
Okay, so I'm friends with Tristan V. I'm friends with Umo. I'm friends with Ground. I'm friends with Abnormality.
Yay!
And I hope to be friends with everybody on Xendergarten and Xendergarten Before Hours.
I mean, I honestly, it might be me and Stephen just because of being on the mod team in like 2021, 2020. Yeah, it was probably 21, right?
Oh, I think we might have known each other before then.
Oh,
Or maybe-
you might be right. You're the one who decided that I should be called Ground.
I did do that. I forget I did that.
Wait,
sometimes.
what? New lore.
Yeah, this is.
We and also my husband Elliot were in a voice
You got
call together.
married?
It's complicated.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I didn't hear anything about that. I mean, I've been
No, I mean
very much...
it's just from a. It's a secret, okay?
Okay.
It's
And-
multi-dimensional.
Luckily, my utter confusion as to how to represent the scenario probably means that no one's going to get anything out of this.
Can you represent it through a lattice, maybe?
But yeah, no, it was with Elliot. It was like I don't know. It was a while ago. It was in the Times. In the Times.
It was in the New York Times. I guess you were famous.
Yeah, no, we're big deals, on the New York Times. We
we had a real New York time while we were there.
The New Yorkest time that ever nude.
Should I explain the marriage thing? Right now, we are in a common anarchy marriage. It's like a common law marriage, except Wisconsin doesn't have common law marriage, so we're doing common
I
anarchy
see.
instead. And we are very soon probably going to get legally married, but I'm not going to tell anyone when that is because we also want to have an actual wedding. It's just things might get a little tough, and being
I
legally
see.
married could be helpful.
Yes.
So for now, you're illegally married.
Yes.
Good to know.
And that's why it's complicated, because I'm a law unabiding criminal. Hey, there's so many
Yeah.
crimes.
Ground, what's your favorite crime?
Trespassing? Piracy?
I mean, I could go with the obvious answer and say piracy.
Walking and
Or perhaps
Wait,
resisting
wait.
arrest.
What about decompiling proprietary source code and just posting it online?
That's piracy. Piracy is good, and I would assume pirates resist arrest.
Can
Oh, yeah.
anyone hear me even?
Yes, we can hear you. Ethan.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Speak.
fine.
You are being recorded, by the way. I don't know when you
I
came
know.
back.
I'm back.
You're
back.
under surveillance.
Yeah, you
I'm
are
back.
under
High
surveillance
ground.
of the U.S. federal government. Please.
That's me. I'm
Put your hands
ground.
in the air and party like you
That's
just don't
me.
care.
I'm dirt.
I'm partying just like I don't care, and I'm doing a xendergarten before hours with my keyboard perched uncomfortably on my lap, trying to figure out 37 Edo again. Oh shoot, my throat hurts from earlier.
What
I
about
said something a little bit loud, and the pain all came back.
what about 57 Edo?
57, that's a weird one.
It's 7 over
57.
4.
Yeah, 57, according to me, maybe I said this before, I probably have. It's just big 37, Edo, because instead of having an inaccurate 3 and then accurate 5 to 13 for primes, you got an inaccurate 3 and 5, and then you also have an accurate 7 to 29, add 37. So it's a lot of the high primes, so it's
Holy
probably
crap, that's
pretty good.
incredible. What is this? I want it in my veins currently.
Well,
Yeah!
I actually
Yeah,
did
those
accidentally very nearly inject myself today. And I'm
That's
not even
not
the one who works with needles. I
With
was
what?
I was at work and I dropped my elbow down and my arm hit the tip of my liquid flux bottle, which uses like a needle tip.
Oh god.
Oh,
And but it didn't go all the way in. It kind of just so I tried to use the flux bottle afterwards, and I realized it was plugged, and so I pulled on it, and there was like a 1 centimeter long just string of skin that got scraped into it.
Oh, that's no.
That
but
is
no,
the
let's go back to
strongest negative reaction I've ever gotten to anything I've said.
I mean,
I remember you
kind of horrific.
I remember you welded your skin. What was the term? You
Cauterized.
Yeah, you cauterize your skin once.
Deliberate?
Yeah, that was another workplace injury.
You colorized your skin?
Cauterized. I was desoldering a really difficult component, and I was putting on a lot of pressure, and I slipped, and my soldering iron went right into my finger.
Ooh.
Youters,
And that is probably worst or second worst besides breaking my ankle while skateboarding. That's a dumb story. I hate it, but it'll be funny to tell another time.
Ground.
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
Never mind. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, I knew.
What were we
this would
talking
happen.
about?
Well, I just had this idea, or no, it wasn't an idea. It was I needed to tell you specifically, Ground, because my friend is making from scratch a full-inch 4-track tape machine.
That
Cool.
is insane. Tape drives are like analog tape is so complicated. You need to get everything. You need to get every tiny component in just the
Yes.
right place.
No, it is a crazy project. He had previously made an all vacuum tube bass synthesizer with like 23 tubes. I mean, he's
That's
kind
so
of
cool.
a beast. Like he's a real beast. He's made a microtonal synth before, but it's
He should make
this
more.
like you mentioned to me before?
yeah. This is the guy. This is the guy that's a fan of yours, Steven. What? Oh yeah, no, he's a fan.
What
of
was that
Steven's.
noise?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think he found Steven's videos by accident like years ago, and then I was showing him some cool microtonal stuff, and then I showed him a Steven video, and he was like, "I know this guy. I saw one of his things." But no, he's cool. He runs a shop called Krasno Electronics. If you want an all vacuum tube compressor of the highest quality, you can get one from him for $7,000, freshly made.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, that's
Can
not
I
the
just
best.
pirate
Using
it instead?
equipment is
advertising
already
going on.
expensive, even when it's just the cheap stuff.
Yeah,
Can
I
I
mean,
just pirate
and
it
honestly,
instead?
this is. Oh yeah. What?
Wait, what'd you say?
Can I just pirate it?
What'd you say?
Can I pirate
Sorry,
it
what was that?
instead?
Yeah, you can pirate the
What did you
the
say?
compressor.
Yeah. Yeah, can I like
Yeah, you can pirate it.
Can I pirate I like hardware? I'm gonna pirate some hardware.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you
I
take
do that all
the
time.
source code in a compiled language? Is that like pirating?
No, I'm pirating the hardware, not the software.
Wait, like the source code of the universe?
I think
like
I think
actual
pirating
physics?
hardware is just called stealing.
Oh, oops.
I've reverse engineered software. It's usually legal as long as you don't profit from it and don't tell anyone. It's gray zone.
A lot of
I've
stuff is
reverse
illegal if you
engineered
don't tell
hardware.
anyone.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? I don't think that I don't think that makes it legal. I think it just means that you're not caught.
I mean, hey.
is it really
Potato,
against the
potato,
law
you know?
if you're not in jail.
On the face of law
But
or out
You
the
still
face of
don't even
law.
tell any. You still even if you don't tell anyone, they can still find out it's you anyway.
Not if you do it correctly.
Sure.
And that's what this is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Did you know that ExpressVPN can let you watch the
This
Office
video is
on Netflix this
sponsored by
time?
NordVPN.
Use
This video is
Molad.
sponsored by ExpressVPN. Did you know that every day thousands of companies are stealing your personal information?
Tristan,
We should
Bay,
make
I
more
know
It's
you
videos
did
sponsored
one
by
year and
BetterHelp.
3
You
days
need some
ago.
BetterHelp if you're thinking of using this service, perhaps, I think.
This has become a YouTube video. I saw a YouTube video on AI copyright that had me pretty annoyed. I was wondering what the group thinks about like xenharmonic copyright situations. I don't know if there's ever
Oh,
I
been...
don't think that exists yet. I mean,
If we decide, I'm already mad at there being too many temperaments with too many dumb names. If we start copyrighting the darn things, I'm gonna have a conniption.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, I think some of the worst
That-
temperament names are like pental, sharp, flat, like things that are already
Yeah,
other
we're
stuff.
going to make a list.
I have
Adner
listened to
Baladi
it.
and I was talking
What if-
about this earlier in this morning, and I was like, we need to make a list. And Adner Baladi says, "Nah, what of people to kill?" And I was like, no.
What about Lucy tuning? Isn't the guy behind Lucy tuning like basically treating it like as if he like owns the? He's
I
practically.
forgot about that. I haven't
feel
heard
like
about
he's
Lucy tuning in forever.
Oh,
I feel like he's practically
I know about
treating
Lucy
the tuning. I feel like he's practically treating the tuning as if he owns it, like the software, like the presets that he like gives out for like his like Lucy tuning. I think you can't I think on the website it says you can't like even use it commercially like without like contacting him or something like
What
that.
is Lucy tuning?
It's a
All right,
form of
guys.
mean tone
let me
tuning.
explain.
I'm gonna dox this
I can
guy.
explain
His
what
name
Lucy-
is John Longitude Harrison. He lives at 348 Negro Arroyo Lane. Sorry, no, he doesn't.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
You don't need
Sounds
to.
I can
very
explain
fake.
what Lucy.
No, explain it.
I can explain what Lucy tuning is.
What is it?
I know what it is. Okay.
What is it?
Take the
What is it?
octave.
What is it?
You,
Yeah.
What is it?
explaining. Take the octave.
What is it?
What is it?
Take the octave.
You guys are gonna kill me.
What is it?
I
Just
can't.
let the man speak.
Okay,
let
fine.
him speak.
Okay, we'll let you speak.
You take the octave and you take sense-wise 1/pi of the octave, and you use that interval as your major third. Then take that major third, go up 2 octaves, and you take this major you take this
You stack
2
600
octaves
plus
in a
3.
major third, which is the major third being the 1/pi of an octave thing. You take that interval, you divide it into 4 equal steps, and what you get from that is the 5th size of Lucy tuning.
Basically, you stack 600 plus 300 over pi cent fifths.
Oh, so it's
That's
a
what
dumb
Lucy tuning
esoteric
is.
thing. I want to like make a bunch of music in it, and then just like not credit the guy at all, but like say, hey, this is Lucy tuning. I just want to like piss him off. It's like
Wait,
I don't even
it's
know.
included in Logic Pro 9.1?
What?
What?
It's so funny how this guy is like, hey, if you want to use this, you're gonna have to pay me for it or whatever. And it's not even that good of a tuning. Like, there's a million and it's mean tone.
That's what makes it so darn funny. Is like if he had patented Lucy tuning, and if it was even something like Miracle or like had some unusual intervals in it. I'm not gonna lie. When Tristan said it was just a freaking mean tone tuning, again, I lost it laughing and muted the
He is a
microphone.
genius. Okay, this is the hardest mean tone tuning to come up with, but it's also the smartest because the intervals in it are the most good.
Yeah, because you know, like pi, that's an irrational number. Like, what if we had like tunings with irrational
3.14159265358979322384627950298.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Wait, no, I forgot.
Invented in the 1700s.
Got one of the digits wrong.
Do this. Can you guys hear
Of
me?
course I did. I'm an idiot.
So we were talking about like paying to using tunings. I just came up with the worst idea ever. Like, imagine
In my opinion, you can't really own a tuning system per se.
Everybody
It would
agrees
be-
on
it
that
would be
here. I
really
think.
funny if,
That's
like,
dumb as
I
hell
became,
to
like, really-
believe that that's true.
It would be really
Like,
funny if I
imagine-
became like really possessive
making-
over bus and then just like never let anyone use that tuning.
I'm gonna copyright the number 4. Anything that uses the number 4 has to pay me royalties.
True. Okay, what were you gonna say,
yeah,
Armax?
it's the
Everyone,
supreme
let
number of
Armax
the
talk. Let
universe.
Armax talk.
So yeah, maybe they would be called ZenFTs. Like you have to
NFTs.
We're getting so many
Wow.
like episode titles here. It's horrible. Like, how do we decide on one?
Tell us more about those NFTs.
What do I say? You like imagine if you buy 12 video, and then all of the music that is ever made in the West is like yours. That would be like,
UMG is gonna come like barricade your house.
you're going to
Start
be
a civil
assassinated by the
war
music
among
industry.
musicians.
Oh, by the way, there's something I want to mention again. By the way, you know how a moment ago there was a mention about how temperaments have stupid names?
Yeah.
I know about something else that has stupid name.
Humans.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Probably was it the first time I was ever in VC with you? And I think you talked for like 30 minutes straight.
Agro effects? What is this?
It's basically
Wait, how do you spell it?
basically the logo effects community. They're a bunch of like YouTubers who are mostly like young people on the autism spectrum, as far as I can tell. Like the main shtick is that like they come up with these visual and audio edit settings ish, and they call them these various settings effects. And the effects are given weird names.
Yeah, I got the wiki up. The ones in the fan feed are G major confusion preview 2 not scary, G major 4 preview 1982, Devil's Blast, and Corded.
Nice. So how do you spell this exactly? Did somebody going on here?
They post in voice chat just like one example of these stupid effects. Applied to the
Those ones are pretty tame. I gotta go through the annals of this wiki.
Well, how is it spelled?
Which wiki? What wiki? The Lucy tuning wiki?
I'm on the logo editing wiki. Wait,
Oh.
Lucy tuning? Yeah, we're talking about Lucy tuning still.
Oh my god! You guys! I have the absolute best idea of how to ruin Lucy tuning.
Oh no!
I'll
you
let
play something-
C tuning.
Okay. So you play something in Lucy tuning, but the intonation is inaccurate, making all the JI purists upset. You broadcast it from the heavens, and then, to add insult on top of injury, you call it, wait for it, Lucy Goosey tuning.
The goose is loose, I tell ya. The goose is loose. Insert goose sticker here.
The goose is a honkin'.
I need to say something about Lucy tuning for a second. So Charles Lucy didn't even invent it. He's just like promoting this shit that John Harrison made in the 1700s. Is like, this is mine. Like,
Wait,
what? The fuck?
Wait, it's not even his. He didn't even discover it.
No.
Can I copy your homework?
Years ago.
Can I copy your homework and then sell it for money because that's something that's apparently allowed?
We should make music in Lucy tuning, and then instead of paying Lucy Man, we should pay John Harrison's relatives.
I just figure out who his heir is and give him money.
Yeah, he's selling.
Okay.
I don't get it. Who was Lucy named after?
On the Lucy Tune, Charles Lucy. On the Lucy Tune website, there's he's basically like promoting this book, like a practical guide to natural microtonality music as easy as pie, and apparently it's selling for $350 US, 220 UK pounds. It's like a textbook, but worse. Like, as in the price. I don't know if the quality of the book is better or worse. I'm just saying, like, the price is even worse than a textbook.
I just went through my history and I found some more logo editing effects that I looked at a while ago, I guess. and their names are Ba with like a lot of A's. I can't count it because I'm not looking at it. Are you sure X is in G major? Question mark. That's the whole name. And of course the classic Fanny Major.
Fanny Major, yeah.
By the
Now
way,
that,
when Stephen Weigel mentioned Goose and Honk, it reminded me of when Ground changed her username to Ground, letting it howl in reference to like
right.
bullshit.
Because it was kind of a hard line.
And I thought it would be funny if instead of that it was like Ground letting it honk.
Letting
Like,
it honk. I'm
like,
always
Oh,
letting her
that's
honk.
What if we
good.
refer to wolf fifths as honking instead of howling?
Inside
I-
you,
And
there
what
are
if-
2 geese.
That would be pretty
Goose
cool.
fifths.
Goose fifth!
We should call them goose fifths.
Goose fifth.
Yes.
Or if we want to like refer to them more like casually, we call them like honk. Well, you know, I was gonna say something, but I'm pretty sure that's like slang for boobs or something.
Slang
Yeah.
for what?
Maybe don't call them. I was gonna say we could call them honkers, but then I realized that was
No, that was actually that's fine. Whatever.
No, that's
I'm
yeah.
listening to a lot of
completely,
punkers.
I completely
I'm-
forgot the other meaning of that.
Why are
That's
they
like
called honkers?
great.
Because like whenever I squeeze them, I don't hear any squeaky toy noise coming out.
You're not
I don't
squeezing
sound
them
like
hard
anything.
enough. You're not
The-
squeezing them hard enough.
Ground, you
TMI.
gotta take him into the shop. They're broken.
by the way,
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I need to get work done.
The person
Yeah, exactly.
the person who coined the term honkers was actually the world's first incel.
They should.
Yeah, I need
I'm
to.
very
Yeah,
curious
Now,
on that.
what is the etymology of bonkers?
I need to get a boob job, except instead of silicone implants, it's like a plastic air thing, and you hit it, and then it squeaks.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Or it would be funny if you
Go-
just got like an air horn instead. So then, like,
An air horn.
I feel like that would hurt. I feel like that would hurt a lot.
How do we get from microtonality to
ground
talking
when she
about
lays down
women's
on the
milk?
at the wrong angle.
How do we go from talking about microtonality to talking about women's milk production organs?
Okay, Tristan, that's a really weird. That's a really weird way to phrase that.
Please never refer to. Please
Right
never
away.
say those words ever again, Tristan.
Oh my god, imagine someone using like a pickup line or flirting with you. Hey girl, nice milk production organs you have there.
excuse me.
If some guy said that to me, I would honestly be less threatened because that's hilarious.
Unless he said it in like a really weird tone of voice or something. If he just said it normally, then it's like really funny. If he says it creepily, then it's like bad.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Producers.
What? What did you say, John?
By the way,
John Harrison, the solver of the longitude problem and father of Lucy tuning, is in the call?
Wait, the guy who solved the longitude problem is the same guy as the one who invented Lucy tuning?
Yes! Yes!
This goes so much deeper than I thought.
That's crazy.
Oh my
That's why he's
god.
John Longitude
Xendergarten
Harrison, he
before
solved the
hours is like
longitude
a
problem.
conspiracy
This
theory
goes-
podcast now.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the
I'm gonna
longitude
faint.
problem and like the the International Illuminati organization, they were trying to stop it, but John Harrison, he was able to solve it. He was able to figure it out. And he also brought us Lucy tuning. He was able to show the Illuminati who's boss, because Lucy tuning is obviously the best tuning because what is
Yeah.
Lucy tuning
Why is it
even? Well, divisions of the octave, that's 11 times 8. That's cool, I guess. It's nice.
Can't get anybody interested in Tau Day though.
Oh no, I'm into Tau Day. It's good. Tau is better, and they are right, but they're also wrong. But they are right.
Unfortunately, people using Tau can't call themselves Taoists because that's a little bit of a different thing.
Yeah.
Well, if you write it out, Taoist, it's easier to understand.
You gotta
Unless
just
you're-
pronounce it. You gotta pronounce it as if it were like narrow transcription in the IPA. Taoist.
Taoist. Or maybe like we could go to what's the ancient Greek pronunciation of Tau? Let's get this up right here.
Oh wow, we're actually doing this. While you're doing that, the thing I forgot to mention is that these logo editing effects on the wiki have a publicity item, and this one says it's public, but that means that there are like some proprietary logo editing effects.
Sounds like tough.
Where they just tune things to sound weird and then make the colors funny. Now that's worth copywriting.
Wait, tell us about the weird colors.
I don't know.
Oh.
By the way, there's something things I want to note. First, I sent a link to the logo editing wiki in the voice chat, and the second thing I want to know is like, back when I was taking high school music classes, like 1 year or two, I don't exactly remember. Like, I happened to be in this room with chord keyboards. I don't exactly remember the type, but the keyboards could be micro-tuned. So like some of the compositions I'd make for the class were microtonal in nature.
Cool.
Like retuning
Based
keyboard in various ways.
So how could you do that? What, were you able to like get to the oscillators directly, or was there like individual tuning for notes or something?
Like there were settings for like the individual notes to be tuned up or down to at most 100 cents away from where the note nominally would be. And also the master tuning reference that could also be changed.
That's really cool. I didn't even know there were Korg keyboards like that. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Korg keyboards? I have a little Korg keyboard.
Yeah, there's tons of them, but I imagine this is like a particular variety because I mean I've never seen a Korg with that capability. But do you know what it looked like? Yeah, I mean I guess like you can do like mess around with oscillators, but like for each note to be able to do that, I've never seen that.
I don't exactly remember that the type of chord. Specifics have lost its time within my own memory. Another thing I want to mention is that when I was in those music classes, like a lot of the times I wouldn't be paying attention to what the teacher was saying. I'll be like watching those weird effect videos on the computers.
What, like sorting algorithm videos?
No, like where was I?
Hey guys, I'm gonna go now. Alright, bye guys. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, bye. Bye.
Oh, you're gonna go? See ya.
I'm going to go as well.
No.
Okay, bye.
Good. Now I have the perfect opportunity to read this list. I just clicked on Preview 1982 because it looked kind of funny. The GIF looked kind of funny in the thumbnail. And it's got two versions. It's got the Aaron Paul Hammis? Billy Gardner's version. There's two versions. The original version is... oh, geez. What is all this? Okay. Real G major 4, real G major 4 confusion, real G major 4 plus confusion, G major 7, 16, 2, 5, 13. This is starting to sound like Zen. All in caps, by the way. Green lower is blind X, deaf major, blind major, angry X, G major 74, RJ keyboard, G major 9, G major 6, 1, 8, just regular G major, 10, 12, 18, 19, 36, 2018 version. Ooh, there's an update. I'm gonna stop. It goes on for a bit, and
not scary, which is
my
false.
voice
It is
tired.
scary. I saw it. It's very scary.
Wait, what did you see?
Not scary, but it's scary.
Oh,
It goes G major 36 2018 version Louis group, then not scary. And I clicked on not scary, but it's scary. It's false advertising.
Yeah, I gotta pick up where you left off. I killed X, 2 ruins tree. 2 ruins tree? Huh? What does that mean?
2 ruins tree. Well,
What's the
let's
Two
G
look at
major?
it.
50, 54, 25. X has a conga busher? X has a conga busher.
Can 2 ruins 3 be
Neo Kylan major.
Can 2 ruins 3 be the episode title?
What I posted in voice chat is a link to a video of the Mind Song in Not Scary.
So not scary is a temperament?
No, it's an
Scary is
effect.
one-
They
is
just
the
say it's
name of one of
in
these
the
effects.
effect.
Oh, I see. But
It started, I think, with the in G major meme. I don't really get
Well,
why
what even
it's
is
G
the
major.
G major? Like, what does G major do?
Just like some just like making copies of the voice pitched up and down, or just the song in general, and adding some effects on screen.
I can explain it. I used to watch them all the time. Basically, it's like you assume that the track that you're working with is quote unquote in G. And so then you take another track that's quote unquote in B and then in D. So it's just taking a track and playing the track at the same time, both a minor third and both a major third and a minor third higher from that.
How did I not know that's why they call it that?
It's hilarious. What is it like?
It just sounds just insane, really.
Okay, what is there? Like, can we? How do I? Oh, I found one.
Those
Okay,
videos. You're like the same age as me. I really thought you would have been exposed to them on the internet.
Me? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I never saw him.
I myself have been exposed to these Mind Song and effects videos since 2016. Because like at the time, like the Mind Song and Lazy Town songs, like they had high meme stats back then.
I forgot
So,
that
like,
they
the
were
local
still doing that
effects
in
community picked up on
2016.
the Mind Song and threw it into in a bunch of these effects, probably because of how Mind Song is only about a minute long compared to how like We Are Number One is longer in length.
I missed that. I missed when We Are Number One was the peak of human civilization.
Various effects, but it's
Those
more
were
common.
great times.
It's more common to put the Mind Song in these stupid effects because the Mind Song is shorter, presumably.
Hey guys, I have a
I
question.
do want to hear like.
How long do we want to keep this going for?
1,100,000 years.
Probably like 6 or 7 Pycles.
Okay, no, I was kind
How
of
many
looking for like an
smoots
actual
is that?
like
29.
29 smoots.
Handful of magnitudes of plank times.
Okay. I was just thinking that maybe we should wrap soon because I want to kind of get my sleep schedule back under control. I don't
It's
know.
not even December yet. We do not need to start rapping.
No, but Abnormality wants to get the good sleep schedule. We
And
should
I also
support
want to
this.
eat candy and pizza. There's leftover pizza from when I ate
Oh my
pizza
gosh.
earlier, and I want to eat it.
My appetite is growing now.
We
so
could
maybe
get
I should
somebody
eat food.
to start and record. Like we could get, like Ground, you could record.
If you guys want to keep going, then Ground can record. But I think we're going to end this recording in 10. Everyone get your important statements in. 9.
I'm
8.
screaming.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm
7.
screaming. I'm going so
Incoherent
loud.
6.
nonsense.
Oh, my voice hurts from
5.
screaming earlier. That's what I was doing. I was doing a meme.
4.
Oh, I see meme.
3.
Meme.
2. 1. Happy birthday!